exhaust cap before operating.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Off the Grid Tiny House. We're on day 27 of our 50-day challenge. If you want to learn more about that, please check out our intro video. In our last episode, we completed the installation of the rough electrical. And in this episode, we're going to start on the rough HVAC installation. And that includes a HRV, a range hood, and a heat pump. This is what does it. We want to make sure we have very fresh air coming in the house at all times. It's actually a pretty simple machine. We have outside air coming in here, goes through this filter, and then it crosses through this exchanger, and it comes out here. And as it goes through this exchanger, it passes by the stream of air that gets sucked in here, goes through, and goes out. So the two paths cross in this box and they exchange heat. So that when it comes out, the outside air, this has gotten warmer and it's coming out here. And then meanwhile it's pulling air from the stale air from the bathroom and it's exhausting out. So we're looking at our ceiling joist, 16 inches on center. So we're gonna use this right here, this installation procedure. So this is what you'll see on the outside of the house, and you can see intake on one side, exhaust on the other, and they stay separated. See the partition there matches up with the partition there, so the exhaust and the intake never contact each other, and they'll go in the HRV there. So you can see here, this area does not get drywall because this is our shower. So we're gonna have a PVC shower panel going in there. But up here we got our ERV. And again, what that does is it's on 24/7. It's constantly bringing fresh air in and the two streams are crossing, exchanging heat and bringing the stale air out. So we have really good, high quality filtered air. This is a really nice HEPA filter here. We could not run the ducts through the top because they would conflict with the roof. So we kind of had to bring them down below the roof line. And so that's why you see this. It is going to be, it won't look very pretty, but at the same time, you won't really notice it that much. We still got plenty of headroom in the bathroom. But we got our ducts coming down out of here and making our way to the outside. And again, those ducts are bringing in fresh air from the outside and exhausting the stale air to the outside. So one last bit of electrical that I did not show in our electrical video, but it has to do with our ERV, so we put it in this video, is we just have a communication wire coming down here and it goes up to our ERV. And what that does is it allows for a boost. So the ERV is constantly on, constantly providing fresh air. However, if you just took a shower and you really want to get all that moist air, again, you do not want moist air in your tiny house, can cause condensation. So if you want to get that out, there's a little boost switch. I couldn't put it inside the shower because we have plastic coming up to here. There's really no place to put it. But you just reach right around, flip that switch, and that'll turn it on the boost. And it's a timed switch, so it'll go on boost for 5 minutes or whatever button you push. So there's several different ways to go about this, but we've got to insulate this eventually. Now either we can hang up just a little bit of drywall and then hang our heat pump up and insulate this later, or what I like to do so there's less seams in pieces of drywall is use a nice big piece of drywall, but that means we got to insulate this right now. So you can see I've tossed up some leftover bits. This is from our roof insulation. We had some leftovers. So I've just kind of shoved some up in there and I've put as much as I can here. Same thing with this side. And then we're just going to finish it off with some spray foam. And we're just, the thing about spray foam is it's not going to go right up to the edge. So you can kind of hold a piece to kind of stop it from expanding. But we're just going to fill it up with spray foam, and then we're going to cover it with drywall. And the reason being because we need to attach our heat pump down there, and it's got to attach to drywall, because this is actually, even though we're in the rough in stage, this is actually one of the finished parts of the tiny house. So pretty exciting, but we're going to get it done. And drywall is really simple to work with. We cut this to fit. So we got 89 inches for our opening there, and I drew a line. They have a drywall square, but mine's difficult to get to right now, so it doesn't really need to be perfect, because you have another sheet that's going to come in this way and cover up that side. So all we're going to do is just make a cut here, and we're not cutting all the way through. We're just cutting through the paper, and then now you can see there's a nice little fold there. We're just going to come through and cut the other side. Super easy. It's called drywall clips. Should hold it. So we're going to use this cutout tool. These are really cool. Basically, as this turns, this bit just follows the wall and it'll cut. So it'll kind of follow the wall here, and it'll cut as we go. So carefully on this, because you don't want it to kink. We're just gonna get a little bit of this is HVAC thread gasket sealant. It's like oil, but it makes sure that it's not gonna mess up the refrigerant, because normal oil would get with the refrigerant and it'd be bad. But this is okay to touch the refrigerant, basically. So we don't want any on the threads though, so you just want to dab it just on the front of it. It's nice and smooth. There we go. Get it on there snug, and then we'll get a torque wrench. We're just going slow and waiting for a click. Boom. Turn on the pump. We should be losing pressure here. Pretty basic. We got our two huts, red and black, our ground green, and our white neutral. So our range duct will mount to the bottom of the cabinets here, and our cabinets will be at 54 inches right here. So it's really like right underneath. It's about 3/8 of an inch underneath the cabinets. So here we got our range fan, and we're going to connect the duct that goes all the way down through our cabinet, and the bottom of our cabinet is right here, and we'll have a range fan above our cooktop. Our induction cooktop will be right here. So, and that'll just suck any cooking fumes. Now, it's not like you really need it. For a gas stove, you really need it because you got nasty stuff being created by the gas that's burning, carbon monoxide, nitrous oxide, stuff like that. We don't have any of that, but also, you know, cooking creates a lot of moisture. You're boiling water, something like that. So even though we don't have carbon monoxide and nitrous oxide because we're using an induction cooktop, we still want to remove the water vapor because too much condensation can be bad for the tiny house, create mold, right? So we'll have a switch right here, and that'll flip on our range fan, and it'll just suck all that moist air out, as well as any unwanted cooking smells. Maybe you burn something. In our next episode, we'll be prepping for insulation, and then we'll be blowing cellulose into our stud bays, just like we blew cellulose into the floor joists, and then we'll be putting up drywall.